Hello, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're listening us from. My name is Lisa, and today we have an amazing team. The Gochapaa team. I'll let them introduce themselves. I'll start with you, Ed.
Hey, my name is Edward Karani from Gochapaa.
What's up, party people? It's the one and only Mr. Washira, now Omu husband of this year. I'm part of the Gochapaa team, and I'm the software dev of this team.
And today we want to look at the notable trends that have happened, the highlights, the lows that have happened in 2023. And also we will predict what will happen in 2024. So we will start with Ruben.
Mr. Red. Did you lose some money or you made some money this year?
Hey, 2023, my friend. What? This has been one of the most toughest. Hii ni ile mwaka unasikianga tu kulia. One of those things is started with the government giving us taxes left, right, and center. And that is also affecting our day-to-day income. Manze, kwanza umeona kitunguu moja 20 bob. Kweli tunaikula hadi tunaiweka, haikuji na chumvi, haikuji na anything. So what's the point, in all honesty? But even on the bad...
The 3% tax on crypto has also impacted on the prices of kitunguu.
Inaonekana. I hope with the new coming or incoming bull run, there's be some hope. So I think one of the highlights I can say, a good one out of all this darkness, is BlackRock joining the crypto space. This being a giant among giants in investment companies, it has a huge impact, and I'm actually looking forward to what will happen next. Saizi naweza sema sijaachwa nyuma. So I'll say this is the first time I'm part of the wanaitanga Illuminati. But let's hope for the better. I think that's the highlight I can say for now. Najua tutaongea mob. But kwa sasa acha tuongee kwa mtu hapa na ni enjoy, Mr. Ed.
Yeah, I think for the year 2023 there were quite a number of highlights. For me personally, it was going to Korea for KBW. That was an amazing experience.
Jana nilikuwa na ndege.
Yeah, I got a chance to meet quite a number of people in different spaces within crypto, NFTs, institutional investors, builders, community managers and stuff like that. So that was an amazing experience. Generally, I think I'm positive when I say it's been a good year in crypto in general. I think one, if you look at the market growth, there has been quite some growth compared to the earlier years.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at it from an angle of even market capitalization. The institutional, investors coming into the space, like Ruben mentioned, BlackRock.
Yeah.
That I think that has been significant. And yeah, from a regulatory front as well, we've seen some discussions happening. I know locally in Kenya, not so good news, especially when it comes to taxing digital assets. Yeah, but I know there's been more discussions happening, especially with policymakers, and it's a good thing when they talk about it.
Yeah. You remember the first bill tabled to Parliament about cryptocurrency?
Yeah.
It
was a bit ridiculous, but I think we will see like a 2.0 version of the same. Hopefully coming in place in 2024.
That's nice.
Yeah.
We're hoping the framework will be better.
Absolutely.
For me, I think what stood out was the Web3 adoption in 2023. And there's a report that showed that Kenyan women hold the highest percentage of crypto. Imagine globally, 42%. That is something. Those being the highlights, what are the lows? I think for me, I'll start with CZ stepping down as CEO for Binance. I don't know, for some reason I liked that guy.
Yeah.
So that was one of the lows.
CZ was a very smart person. I mean, the way he was principled, well, he was not only book smart, but he was also street smart. And I think that was a deliberate move, even if hata tuseme sisi watu wa kawaida hatuwezi jua what is happening behind the scenes, but the fact that he stepped down and there is also a positive feedback, I think that's a good thing. Pole sana, crush wako ametoka. But continuing with the flow of losses for 2023 personally, I think it's more hitting home. I started saying, but the first bill was more of a joke in terms of regulations in Kenya. Yes, it's a good discussion going on, but it is more of a bad news, or rather a bad picture painted when it comes to regulations in cryptocurrency in Kenya, and just embracing it. Na siongelei Worldcoin, I'm talking about every other thing. History ya kuweka macho upewe pesa, me I was not for it, but
are you sure?
Yeah, mi sikuweka yangu. We know somebody in our team who did it.
We have some Worldcoin whales.
Yes.
With the economy, lazima tungeendea hizi eyedrops.
Yeah, I think it was largely, you're right, it was largely driven by the economic situation.
Yeah. So my sad take for 2023 in crypto space is we need more serious guys who have more information. I mean, Lisa said that women in Kenya dominate crypto space with a 40+%. See, chukua tu watu kama watatu. I know people, wanipigie niwaambie niko na namba zao. So that's the downside for me for 2023.
Yeah, the lows for me, maybe to begin with local context, is obviously the taxation of digital assets at 3%. That was ridiculous. I think this being a new sort of industry doesn't require such kind of taxation, and it's unfortunate that the conversation on tax came before even regulating the space in itself. Yeah. I think primarily you would want to look at how you protect consumers and how you encourage innovation around the space before you even talk about taxing it. So I think that was a low from a local context. Globally, I think the lows are, yes, I agree with Lisa. CZ stepping down from Binance was also a low, although we've seen some, I mean, people really didn't buy into the whole surrounding his step down, and so the prices have been, actually the market has been good. So it's a bad thing and a good thing as well at the same time. The other low, I think, which was significant this year, was how we started the year, just after FTX collapse. So it started on a very dark, I think, it was a bad start of the year, following FTX collapse, but there's been some recovery towards end of the year.
That reminds me, when SBF did his thing, imagine getting from, it was during crypto's highest high, right? It was around when crypto was going to 60 and people were speculating to go to 90 and 100. And all of a sudden, boom, a guy with a wig comes and says, have been using your money. Vibaya. Sort. I think I know it's a long shot, but I really hope that the people in charge of all these cases of SBF and Luna, they have a compensation plan for the guys who have lost, because it wasn't a pretty sight. It wasn't a pretty sight. And we send our condolences to those who were hurt, but we are getting into a bull run. So
hopefully people recover their money.
Sure.
I'm sure people will recover their money. We are hopeful for 2024. WorldCoin.
WorldCoin happened, yeah.
WorldCoin happened. Watu walienda kuskaniwa. What do you guys think about the whole fuss?
One, WorldCoin gave exposure to cryptocurrency in Kenya in a very, very big way. That's a positive.
That was a big positive.
Yes. Now everybody knows what cryptocurrency is. Maybe somebody might think it is a scam. Maybe somebody might think I actually got some money out of it. But at the end of the day, if you go to the street right now and tell somebody, hey, by then you're gonna crypto. And as a taja WorldCoin, but he will also know Bitcoin. That he will also know Ethereum. And I'm glad that WorldCoin came into Kenya with such a boom. Then it failed, which now led to the talks of regulating all these things. And I hope that the people in charge will take more intelligent is a strong word, more informative decision making.
Informed,
Yeah, because in as much as WorldCoin being as it is, I'm pretty sure there's ways of making sure that when you're taxing somebody 3% without knowing what it happens, you're creating a lot of loopholes. And instead of scrapping things off, we can use it to our advantage. Like Kenya kumekauka bana. So let us open now. I hope the government will open up the field for other players in the crypto space, make it easier for them to come and set up shop here. Kiarewa sishindo kitafuta watu sana. I hope so. But yeah, that's my take on WorldCoin.
Yeah, for me, WorldCoin, I think generally was a good thing to happen.
It was.
Yeah. One, because yes, it helped push information, not only to the kawaida users, but also to policymakers and relevant authorities in government. I mean, we saw one of WorldCoin's CEO making a statement in Parliament.
Yeah.
That was a very good chance to educate parliamentarians on what crypto is in some way.
Yes.
And in as much as that they were demonized, I think overall it got a good response for the industry.
Yeah.
In particular, I was very impressed by their use of zero knowledge proofs for identities, because yes, we all believe we've had we currently have our current identity system needs an overhaul, and it's good that we can see people like WorldCoin pushing technologies like zero knowledge proofs to mainstream. So that's a positive. On the other hand, the concerns around privacy, people getting their eyes scanned, very valid concerns. And I think we all need to collectively see how we can use new technologies while not infringing on people's privacy.
There were people that complained that after the scanning, their eyes had problems. How true is that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's possible.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at a light. So by the time you're looking into that light, before you blink, auoni vizuri, unaona manyunyunyunyu.
But you get scanned in a split of a minute. I mean, a few seconds, right? I never scanned, so maybe for people who scanned their eyes can tell us what was their experience.
People can tell us how.
Yeah. In the comments in our YouTube channel?
Yes, people can comment. how it happened, how quick it was, the whole process. I think it was unfair for the government to shut down the WorldCoin because I think people were enjoying the airdrops.
Yeah, and I think most people were pushed by the economic situation at the
Yes.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You can't really blame them.
kuna wenye walikulia heko kwao to those who got the
WorldCoin
airdrops. Yeah.
Tunajua mtu alikula vizuri. Kuna mtu alifanya shopping na WorldCoin.
Which was a good thing. At least walisaidika mahali.
True, very true.
Yeah. Let's go to the regulations on crypto in Kenya. We saw there was a financial act of 3% withholding tax on every transaction. But BAK challenged the act. They were arguing that there should be a better framework for that. What is our take on that? Because we saw that the authorities invited BAK to develop a regulatory framework for that. What are your thoughts on that?
I think, one, I'll start by asking maybe a more stupid question and more to relate to the situation that I'm thinking about. So you know me as a colleague, but you don't know how my house is. Then all of a sudden you hear rumors that Ruben akona nguo kaa 3. So out of hizo 3 unakuja unaniambia ukivaa nguo 3 utakuwa unanipea 1. How sure are you in terms of, have you confirmed your facts first? Do you know the knowledge that you have, is it true or false? Because I felt that
Unakuanga na nguo 3.
ni example bwana, example. I felt like the government saying that it will tax transactions 3%. How? I mean, umesema hakuna cryptocurrency. Hii kitu ni uongo. But hata kama ni uongo nipe kitu ka 3% of what you're saying is a lie. And so for them to include the BAK, that's a good start. I'd say that's a good start. Me, I'm still pessimistic about it because this government has shown us things. El Nino ilikuja ikapigwa tax, kakuja heavy rains. Let us hope that it will be better when it comes to regulations in a more informed manner.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear the 3% wasn't really well informed. And again, this goes back to the question, are our policymakers, our lawmakers really informed to make such decisions? So clearly they're not, and therefore as an industry, we've been tasked to do a lot of education, not amongst only customers, but pia kwa hao wakubwa wenye they do make those laws.
True.
So how 3% came about, I don't know. Maybe it's because it was existing from, businesses like e-commerce and things like that. And so it was like a blanket percentage across all these digital assets and services. What they don't know is crypto in itself is very different from other digital services, and therefore you cannot really impose a 3% across all those assets. So there's need for more education so that whichever tax is applied, na tukatai kulipa tax.
Tukatai.
Yeah, but now it need to be very practical and also put in consideration that this is a new emerging technology and perhaps this is not the right time to tax. Let's educate the masses. Let's come up with a framework which governs or guides on how to use, issue, trade, or invest in such assets. We understand it, and then we can propose the best way to tax.
When you talk about tax, I'm thinking, you've said they have based it on something previously, and I was thinking how...
I think there was a digital tax even previously, right? Which was at 1.5, then it was upped to 3%, and now they widened that to include also crypto.
Okay, sawa tu. Tunanyanyaswa kila upande lakini ni sawa tu. But I think also when it comes to taxation and regulations, I think I need to say that the efforts that are being implemented by not just only the Kenyan government but BAK, it gives me hope knowing that now people are more informed about what cryptocurrency are and the difference between cryptocurrency and digital assets. But not to reiterate what Ed is saying, I say the efforts to develop a comprehensive regulatory framework for crypto, it's a good start. Now, we know Kenya is a pioneer of many things. Tuko na M-Pesa, my friends. So if we were the first country to do cashless transactions in Africa, this Silicon Valley of Africa, why don't we just take
but
the
were we
same
the
step?
first? I doubt.
Yeah, I think
maybe
we
at
were,
the scale that we did it.
It worked. Hiyo tu ndio kitu tumeshikilia na Kipchoge. So I think that's what I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a need for more education on crypto, Web3, and blockchain technologies. Yeah. Aside from that, any other notable trend that you guys think we should really talk about?
Maybe what we envision 2024 looking like.
I think. All right. Yeah. Before we go to the future, you have asked any notable thing. Have you guys been paying attention to United Arab? I mean, those guys are pro-crypto proper to a point that I think they are supposed to launch a centralized exchange. And that's why I'm saying this thing about CZ, SBF, I know it might sound like a conspiracist, but if you look at it correctly, there's no such thing as coincidence that when CZ steps down, people having doubts with Binance Kidogo, then UAE is launching their own crypto exchange, and those guys have not been shying away to anything related to crypto. So for them to come into the market next year, when we know the trend, kukiwa na halving ya Bitcoin, vitu zinapaa kupaa, and this guy will capitalize on it. So I think that's a good thing I can point out and say tufuate hawa Waarabu bana, pesa iko huko, tujue nini ina happen, and I've seen there are a lot of sign-ups coming in.
Pesa ya oil.
Acha tuite hivyo. But yeah, I think that's one thing I can say notable other than just what you have discussed about. There's some huge movements in the crypto space, and these huge movements ni kama zile za sisi watu wa millennial when internet was coming in. Oh, Facebook, oh, Instagram. Naye nakumbuka mtu akinipoke Facebook. Kitu ilikuwa inanibamba by the way. But now look at me talking about crypto and being a pioneer of all this. So I'm not missing this opportunity because nikiwa campus in 2012, I lost that opportunity of buying Bitcoin. Chupapangu aliniambia kitu ni scam. Saizi nasikianga haki ningekuwa tu na 1000 BTC. Kitu ilikuwa inauzwa $0.1. Ingekuwa tu 1000 tu na kaso. Manzi ningekuwa nimeomoka. Ningekuwa na watesa huko na G-Wagon.
And then there are people who bought at that price and then they lost their keys.
They forgot.
Balance.
Yeah. So talking of other maybe notable trends, I think there's a lot happening in the local scene when it comes to blockchain innovation. And I personally saw that in ETH Safari media around June.
Oh yeah,
July.
it's Safari happened
Yeah.
in Kilifi.
Yeah. So this is where we had a lot of innovators, a lot of builders, founders, investors gather to showcase what they're working on, the project they're working on. You know, you get to network with people and interact with new technologies. And that's when I saw there's a growing community of builders locally and in Africa in general. And a lot of really interesting projects coming up. And one of the things that I noticed is that, previously when we talked about blockchain, people related it with crypto and crypto scam or investment, however you look at it. But I think that narrative is changing, especially when you see entrepreneurs working on projects outside just crypto. I met one of the projects where they were using tokens. They were giving tokens to farmers to incentivize them in planting trees. So they actually have like a token where if you plant X number of trees, then you're rewarded.
Wow.
So that's so, and we saw such projects in Safari. People innovating around real world tokenization, real world assets tokenization. Real estate, tokenizing bonds, shares, stocks. Those kind of traditional securities.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting to see that trend among blockchain in the ecosystem.
So now we move to 2024. Are you guys hopeful? What do you think? What do you think will happen in the crypto industry in 2024?
2024 ni kuomoka. I mean, sounds like a joke, but
Someone say amen.
Amen. Amen. Preach. I think 2024 ni kuomoka. First, we remember us having this, we normally have side chats. If you watched Gochapaa, you know what we're talking about. But if you look back to those videos that we recorded before, we've said that the time to buy Bitcoin was when it was uko chini, uko 20 USD, 20,000 USD. And if you did buy then, I'm pretty sure you're looking at your portfolio right now and smiling. But let me tell you something. Let me preach prophecy.
I hope it's not a financial advice.
No, it's not a financial advice. It's just Ruben ranting. But I'm looking forward to the bull market in 2024. Don't forget to join Gochapaa. We are trusted. We are trustworthy. It's not a custodian wallet. Come. When the bull run is here, you can convert your crypto to Kenya shillings. Bila stress mingi. So support local company. We grow together.
Yeah, and as people are joining, I think I would urge people to remain vigilant because there's so many scams out there.
Sure.
Yeah. Do your research and yeah.
Make informed decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ed, 2024?
Yeah, I'm positive about 2024. One is, looking at the trend, the discussions which have been happening, especially institutional investors coming in on board, with this BlackRock ETF proposal, which is likely going to be approved. I hope in a few months' time we will be celebrating the outcome. So I think that's a big sort of thing in 2024. Also, BTC halving. I think, as we've seen in the past, that's likely going to push the prices high. And when that happens, then we're likely going to see more people coming on board. Yeah, I think those are the two sort of main events that I see shaping the trajectory of crypto in 2024.
Overall, we hope for a good year.
Absolutely. For me,
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Yes, we are hopeful for a good year. Otherwise, I think people can comment down below on what you think 2024 has for us. You can tell us your predictions for BTC.
Let us see who's closer.
Yeah. And until next time, I hope you guys had a good time listening to us. And peace.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year, guys. See you next year.